Hi guys, this is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. They mean the world to me. If you're interested in supporting the channel, you can feel free to look at the video description in the drop-down menu below the video on YouTube. And it will give you sort of the house rules, things I want you to think about when watching any of my videos, and also ways to reach me on social media if you want to book a private reading or follow me on my different socials. That's all there for you too. This is the daily forecast for all signs for May 27th, which is Thursday. So this is not only set for that date. If you're watching it on a date other than May 27th, there might still be information in here that you can use in your life. Basically, it's a broad spectrum reading, so I talk in broad terms. If things fit or they resonate, it makes sense to you, please utilize the energy and the information as best as you see fit. For those of you that watch on the daily, this is just building upon the energy that we've been sort of looking at throughout the week. So let's see what the cards are for today. So we have the King of Swords today. I'm not mad at him, to be honest. He's very, what's the word? I feel like practical would be a good word, but clear is the feeling that I get with him. Like he's sitting face forward straight at us, right? Looking at a situation directly, not avoiding anything, not, what's the word? Not lying to himself in any way, shape, or form. There's a truth here. There's an honesty. There's a being present that comes with the King of Swords that I really like. And so when I look at this here, remember we have that Seven of Pentacles energy, which could be shifting into the weekend's energy, which is the King of Cups. So right now, to me, as I'm looking at him, I feel like wherever it is that we need to be precise, analytical, truthful, honest, now is the time to do so, to do it serving our own needs, our own best interests. If we need to be honest with ourselves, do so, right? The King of Swords to me is not the most loving guy, right? He's not the most nurturing or sweet or any of that, right? And so in that way, I kind of want to issue a little bit of a warning with this reading to not be too harsh with ourselves or with others. Our truth sometimes can be delivered in a way that can be perceived as maybe blunt. And so I want to warn against that with him is my feeling, because I do get a little bit of a vibe that today, if we're let's say if we're doing any sort of self-reflection today, if we're sort of looking at things and we're being honest with ourselves, be honest with yourselves, but don't use it to abuse yourself, if that makes sense. Or don't use it to be super critical of yourself. Take the honesty and make your decisions in what you need to do or where you need to head or what however you need to be, but don't use it from a place of sort of authority, but with the King of Swords, I get no empathy whatsoever as I look at him. And that's the part that makes me nervous, because me being sort of empathy oriented, I always want to have that aspect to it, and I don't feel that with him as I'm looking at him. I feel like the empathy comes if it's my only how do I want to say this? My only hope for you guys is that the empathy comes underneath this in the underpinning with the King of Cups, but we're kind of not at the weekend just yet. We're still on Thursday. So I want us to know that if we find our minds going a little bit nitpicky or anything like that, be mindful of that and don't allow that to happen. Right? Stay a little bit more nurturing. There's nurturing definitely in the Seven of Pentacles, which was the midweek card, about being attentive and caring and tending to things and being patient. The King of Swords wouldn't necessarily always indicate that sort of patience. We might want to have arrived or have made a decision, or we might be pushing ourselves towards a decision. We can make that decision, but be mindful that we're doing it from a place of love and compassion versus one of criticism or ridicule. Does that make sense? And so just keep that in mind going forward today. Here is this is a new card for us from the Botanical Oracle. This is Salal, which the word is subdue. That makes me think about this King of Swords and the critical nature with which he can be. And the idea of subduing that, when we look at this flower, we have this sort of these berries here, and then we have these flowers here that are yet to be opened. And I feel like the King of Swords could like inevitably, how do I want to say this? Like, allow yourselves to bloom. Subdue the negative, like, sort of thoughts that could be in your mind, or the critical thoughts. Don't think that because you're being hard on yourself, you're doing the right thing. Does that make sense? Like, if we're being hypercritical and going, you should have known that, you should have done this better, you should have made better choices, you should have, that there's no idea or no opportunity for us to like grow to that state where we can actually bloom and fruit and enjoy what we have. This card here is calling for us to subdue some of those things and to think about things a little bit more cleanly, a little bit more honestly, make decisions, yes, and do them from a place of authority, but also try and maintain some sense of compassion for yourself or for those around you as you move through this day, right? The King of Swords is not a bad card, and he's not a bad guy, but I can see, especially with this subdue, to me it feels like we want to subdue some of the natural traits that we might have where we might want to go into a state of criticism with ourselves. That's also that King of Cups energy coming. If it's not already arriving here, the Seven of Pentacles is the work towards that, right? The step-by-step nurturing that we need to do within ourselves to bring about maybe a shift from this King of Swords, where we bring our awareness and our intelligence and our honesty to a state where we can do it from a place of compassion, subduing the criticism, and then bringing in the love and the compassion that the King of Cups has by week's end as we look at those cards. I hope that makes sense. Now, with the grounding stone, let's see what the grounding stone is today. We have focus. And I think that, remember, the grounding stone underneath all of this for the week is knowledge, which would also be in the realm of King of Swords wheelhouse. Focus would be in the King of Swords wheelhouse. All of this is mental energy. But what I'm thinking is what we need to understand and be aware of our grounding is, where is our focus? Are we being harmful in our thoughts towards ourselves or within our situations and our decision making? Shush! Or are we being kind and compassionate, productive, discerning, intelligent, and honest from a state of love? Hold on. No, we're not going to do this right now. Not now. So that's the thing that I think that we need to keep focus with this day. Allow ourselves to understand that there are sort of blooms, fruit, gifts that we have within us naturally, that if we don't diminish ourselves or criticize ourselves, or if we shift our focus to one of more compassion, expansion, nurturing, growth, and we're patient with ourselves or those around us or situations around us, we can still be empowered and healthy and happy, intelligent, all of that stuff, but maintain a focus that might actually produce within us a knowledge and awareness that will be way, way beneficial for us in the time, to come. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, you guys. Maybe I just sound like I'm rambling like an idiot. I just did all three of the earth signs, so I hope that makes sense. Be good to yourself today, and be discerning and intelligent about what you do and how you speak, how you interact, the decisions you make, and maintain that focus, but also understand that you can be loving and kind to yourself also while doing it. All right, that is your forecast for the day. I hope that resonates with you guys. Please hit the thumbs up button if you did enjoy it. Or if it does make sense, please leave me a comment so that I don't feel like I'm a blithering idiot. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in. Check out all the earth signs. They're now up on the channel, and I will see you guys later. All right. Bye-bye. Thank you.